Sir. Okay, sir. Boop. Beep. Yeah. C'est qui fait le boudin ici, hein? C'est toi. Hello. Hi Phoebe. Hi Lindsay. Hi Jill. Hi guys. All right. Hi. Yeah, I'm glad we have a safe word. It was a really good idea because some topics can be really sensitive for some people. So we came up with the actually Mikey came up with the safe word lumpy elephant. So if there's ever a topic that is a bit too sensitive or touchy for you, you just say lumpy elephant and everyone will start talking about paints and cats. Hey Nicole, hi. So many. Yeah, we had a... It was used last time, so... Hey Fairy Dust, hi. Hi guys. Starting slowly. It's finally not 1 billion degrees outside, so... It's finally comfortable. We had up to 40 Celsius last week. That wasn't so pleasant. Sorry. It's a bit noisy, but it's too hot not to have an icy drink somewhere. Slow is good. Especially when it's too hot. It's not like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I can't go fast when it's 40 degrees Celsius. I just physically can't. Brian? The window's open, so... I have no idea how much that is in Celsius, but it's nice today. Today it's like, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 outside. Oh, I have my phone. I can check it. Where is it? Jill says, I'm swatching the Alta New watercolors this morning. I've already reappropriated the tin derived tin. What did you put in the tin? And what do you think of the watercolors that came with it? They're not that bad, are they? They're quite usable. It's like 18 Celsius here and I'm already at my limit. Oh my gosh. 18 is good. Yeah, it's 21 Celsius. I don't know how it gets with the Humidex, but yeah, the 21 is fine. That's fine. Let's see, 7 days. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice week. Like tonight is supposed to be 6 Celsius overnight, which is perfect. Love it. Hi, I don't do heat. I wish I could have the info in Celsius and you know, Fahrenheit at the same time. Okay, so it's 70 Fahrenheit now. It's gonna be 43 Fahrenheit this night. And yeah, last week it was nasty. Let's go back to metric. Something that makes sense. Hey, lab accident. Hi. As far as I know, it's hot and muggy outside here in Houston. So Jill says about the paints, they're better than I expected, and I'm still playing with options for the tin. Ooh, nice. Hey, San, hi. Phoebe says my weather app has options to toggle between Celsius and Fahrenheit. I wish mine had. I have to go in the settings to change it manually. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not that big a deal, you know? They could definitely implement something. Lunch from Starbucks is fun. I don't think I've ever really eaten at a Starbucks. I've had like their snack things like banana bread, cookies, whatnot, and drinks, but never a meal, I think. They're not all that vegan friendly. Like there's vegetarian options, but it often has cheese anyway. And I'm not gonna pay like extra for the cheese. Because let's face it, that's the most expensive part of a thing. I can hear the pigeons outside. Got a chicken, cheese, and tomato sandwich. Humidity is worse than heat for me. It's 44% humidity now. Some summers it escalates significantly. Yeah, it's pretty humid in Montreal as well. And I agree that it's the humidity that definitely makes it worse. Makes it worse? Yeah. Their protein packs are pretty good, but definitely not vegan. Yeah, those are the one with like an egg, cheese. What else? Nuts, probably. I have to have protein. I'm a little lacking in it. Oh, no, not an issue, but yeah, they don't have a lot of vegan... Well, they don't have a lot of cheese-free options, basically. I'm not gonna run after like deli slices or whatnot, but if I have to eat from a selection, I can eat something that has meat in it, but I can't do dairy. 60% humidity here. Ugh. Hey Marla, hi. I don't deal at all well with humidity either. And then heat with humidity makes me... Oh yeah, I was a blob on the floor last week. I was irritable, PMSing, warm. It's like... Hey Mikey! Mikey, the one who came up with our super nice safe word. I feel like 50 degrees Celsius is a bit more manageable without the humidity, and if you can sort of stick to the shade, even if it's an umbrella and you carry the shade with you. Like if you block the sun rays, that's fine. There's not humidity that gets to you anyway. You cannot block humidity. Marla says, it's too warm and humid here, but I think after tonight the weather is going to get much better. Yeah. It was like that. Yesterday was gnarly, but today is quite nice. 28 Celsius. Ugh. No lab accident. That sounds dreadful. 27 Celsius. Ugh. No humidity. Oh, that's good. hold on. I think a cat is being crazy. That was Pex. Yeah, and we ordered kind of a portable AC, but it's delayed because of COVID. So we were like sweating and like, AC, please come home. But yeah, it didn't come home. Hopefully it will come home soon. That's Houston. Oh. Hey, Amisha. Hi. Hey, Okuni. Hello. I have a lovely window AC unit my son put in for me this week. Oh, that's great. Dude, that sounds like unavoidable. I will be remaining inside until I have to go to work since my poor Chevy Tahoe has no AC. Oh no. Yikes. I hope it's not black. Because a black car in the sun, you can definitely bake stuff in it. So Fairy Dust says, one summer we were Skyping with my relatives. They had 50 plus degrees and were fine with minimal climate control. We had 20 some and were dying. Aww. Where are your relatives located? Marmalade boys are all humidity melted, but they're watching. Hello guys! Hello boys! Oh man, I'm loving 21 Celsius. It's that weird khaki color that a lot of trucks were in the early 2000s. Well, okay, that's a bit better than a super dark car. Like, we've all seen the pictures of people setting up trays of cookies to bake in the windshield of their cars. And, I mean, it might not take 15 minutes, but they bake. They do eventually bake. Alright, let's roll over here. And roll back. With a sketchbook. My relatives are in Kurdistan, Turkey, near the border to Syria and Iraq. I hope it's not too I can't find the word I'm looking for, but I hope they're not too stressed out by the situation over there. Hey! Better late than never, April. That's your name, right, April? It's a hand-me-down truck from my dad. Proven hurricane survival truck. Khaki color, a bit beat up, but still kicking. That's the best. It's so depressing to buy stuff and have to replace it before you feel you have made the best of it. In Arizona, it gets so hot you can fry an egg right on the sidewalk. Yuck! Oh, speaking of sidewalk, Mr. E and I, we saw sidewalk salami yesterday, and it really cracked us up. Like, it was just someone who had dropped salami. Don't ask me how or why, but there was like a small stack of salami slices on the sidewalk, and we were like, hey, sidewalk salami, nice! And we made jokes, and it's just silly. It was all, like, you could tell it's been in the sun for a while because all the fat had sort of melted, and they were kind of see-through a bit, you know? I put the watercolor pads and blocks in airtight plastic boxes with anti-moisture crystals. That's a great idea. Alright, step 1. I managed to get a sketchbook out. Okay. Oh, I got my pencil. I'm definitely kicking this. Yeah, I got a pencil sharpener out. I'm only needing an eraser. I can do it. There it is. Wee, woohoo, win. Okay. If you hear fart sounds, that's me making them. Keep blowing raspberries. Hey, Dan. What's up? Be right back making dinner. What's for dinner, Dan? Hey, Marinka. Hi. Oh, I didn't know Arlie was streaming. Oops. I hope I didn't... well, I mean, it's not like I don't always stream on Saturday at this time, but I hope there wasn't too much of an overlap between Arlie's and my life. It's always kind of a bummer when 2 lives are happening at the same time. Thank you, dear. They're about an hour from the border to Syria. So they've not seen much trouble. Oh, I hope it stays that way. I need to search that specifically, but apparently even the Amish came out to Minneapolis to protest. So I'm like, wow, if you manage to get the support of the Amish and that they get to the city to support the cause, it's serious. Like, that's not that's extra you know, I mean, it was pretty serious to begin with, of course, but porridge for dinner, trying to be healthy, and it doubles as rat food. That's clever. So she started at 1. Does she usually stream at 1 on Saturday? I'm right after her. Good. Hey! Hello, Lindsay's kitten. Hey, it's a Kaboo. Hi. Right, I'm a bit slow too, so we're all good. Yeah, I quite enjoyed the size of the live streams too. Like, I remember when Lindsay was doing her streams, there was a lot of people in there, and it was kind of difficult to follow along, and yeah, I mean, it was not exactly the goal to have conversation going. Lindsay was more like them doing like a tutorial / demo painting, but yeah, it was difficult to keep up with the chat. She's giving head bobs. Oh. Hello, kitty. What's her name? I know extremely little about the Amish, but good for them to show their support. They don't usually. I mean, all right. Don't take me for. Don't take what I say for cash. But from what I understand, the Amish, they don't really have technology, so they don't go on Twitter, they don't have TVs, so I guess the fact that the news even reached them is somewhat impressive. It's the first time I caught, so I'm not sure. She did a gouache piece. I'll have to check it. I'll make sure. Actually, that's why I started joining. I watched the recording and loved how warmly you talked to people in the chat, so I thought I would go too. Yay! If it wasn't something that would end up being so chaotic, I mean, it would be great to have people connected to like the Discord and everybody talking together, like instead of having the chat on one side and me rambling on the other. But I think it would be pretty chaotic. Might be difficult to make it work. I hope everyone's good. I guess we're gonna be fine. What's happening in my country is just nuts, but the protests are needed, that's for sure. Oh, exactly. It's pretty surreal. Earlier on, Mr. E showed me a picture, and he said, look at this picture. If I had seen this picture like 10 years ago, I never would have figured that that would be the future. Like, I would have thought that it's like the post-apocalypse or whatever. Like, there's been some unbelievable thing going on, and then this happened. And yeah, it was a picture of a woman on a horse at a protest with a mask on, and you had a young girl like gently petting the horse, and the young girl must have been 7, 8. She had her cardboard sign said F, well, the actual word, I'm not gonna say it, but F racism. And I was like, oh. They have technology, just not modern technology. There were Amish farms all over where my paternal grandparents live. I'd see them in buggies and old stuff. Yeah, but they don't have internet, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Mikey says the Amish folks have been exposed to interact with people who are in the world. They sell their bread and stuff like that to pay taxes on their land. We have a significant Amish population here in Indiana. Yeah, I know. I completely agree. They are good people. It's just there was this feeling of them not necessarily being as connected as we all are to everything that goes on. So I thought it was it was nice to, I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Not every Saturday, I believe, but today's just really convenient. I love having those more private streams where you can actually still have a conversation. I agree. Aw, thank you so much, Nicole. I really love our community as well. Like, it's it generally feels good, and it's very low drama, which is super important to me because I don't do drama. I can't. Enough. Ah, darn it. I hit the camera. What a boomer moment. Sorry. I was surprised the officer involved was arrested and charged appropriately in the same week. That almost never happens. Yeah, it's I personally find it a bit difficult to follow as a situation because there's a bombardment of news tidbits and not necessarily with sources. Like, I've seen news tidbits say that he's been arrested and charged. I've seen news tidbits that he says no, it was more like keeping him in protective custody because he's been receiving death threats. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. So I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just glad that something like there's a bit of consequences happening, which is really rare. That they came out is very unusual. You're right about that. Yeah, that's what I mean to say. It's really hard to express, but yeah, I got absolutely nothing against the Amish. I don't know enough to have a very, like, precise opinion, but yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad you decided to join in, Lindsay. The thing is I'm not American, I'm Canadian, so I don't necessarily have like the news all the time. I'm online, I'm on Twitter and all that, so I see the news through that, but yeah, I'm still in Canada, so, and it always feels like when people in the US are like Mikey says, I am American and it is hot here right now with all the things that have happened. I'm like, has more happened? I always panic a bit because I'm like, did it get worse than last time I checked? Because I'm like, no, it can't be. Hopefully it can't be. But oh my gosh. There is absolutely no relief from the insanity that goes on. Like the moment you feel you can, catch a breath, something new comes up. Like, what did I see? What's the last thing I saw that sort of? Oh yeah, it was the thing about the rats, the cannibal rats running out of food, and that they might start like being more aggressive towards human, and people were commenting like like June's fighter has come up, like every month there's a new crisis, there's a new weird thing. There was the murder hornets, then there's the cannibal rats, then there's the, there's always kind of a, you would think that at some point we would max out on this, but apparently not. The last thing I heard was that it didn't technically break the... Oh, good grief. Oh yeah, it's really, really anxiety-inducing to watch the news. And it's you end up questioning your sanity because you have... So I don't want to offend anyone particularly, but you have a president that is very like he flops around like a girouette. What's the word in English? But yeah, like you can never expect what's gonna come out of his mouth, and sometimes you're just like, hold on, what? Did he just say that? And it's almost more shocking when he says something that is not completely out there. Like when he says something normal, you're like, oh wait, that wasn't completely weird and volatile. I'm with you on that one. I can only take so much of the news before I start to wheeze. Oh no, maybe we should talk about something else. Ukuni says, I have been trying to rehab after an injury and it's serious disappointment. Aww. And this circle of talented and compassionate artists helps me stay patient and keep trying. Yay! Definitely. I don't know if you're on the Discord, but if you ever need to talk about more stuff and you want to reach out to people and share a bit more, you can do so on the Discord. We have a space for venting, we have space for discussing issues. Like basically I think there's a spot for everything. So yeah. Hey Mallory, hi. Hey Stephen, hi. Watching the Space Launch on rain delay. Oh no. Space. Alright. Oh. Hey, welcome back, Dan. Oh, thank you for mentioning it, Nicole. Hey, did everyone read Ev's new article on monotone painting? I did. It was a nice. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. It was a really fun challenge. Like I wrote a blog post on monotone painting, monotone anyway, for Etcher, and it got posted on their blog this week. And it was a lot of fun. It was a really big challenge, honestly, because I'm not a native English speaker and I don't write a lot. In general, I tend to art more than I write, so that was kind of a really interesting challenge, and they were happy with my article, so yeah, I was really happy. Oh no, lab accident. What? Hey, Paulo, hi. It's on Etcher's website. You have to look for it a bit. You sort of have to go to their main page, which is etcherlab.com, and then you have to scroll at the bottom of the page, and there's a link at bottom right, I think, that says blog and articles. It's gonna be there. They might need to revamp their website a bit, but I think that's what they want to do. I was talking about Chester Cheeto. Yeah. Oh no. Allergies, no. Well, at least you got a refund. You speak English better than a lot of nature. Oh, thank you, Dan. I try really hard. Okuni says, yes, but selecting your thoughts and your words helps you be clear and present with great focus. It can be a blessing. I agree that when I write, I really even when I write my voiceovers, it takes me a lot of time because I sort of have to question everything I write. And because I'm like, does this word mean what I think it does? I have to check, I have to make sure it's the proper word. I get really annoyed when, in quotes, the wrong word is used for something. And we see it often with things like shade, tone, there's a few more. What is it? Because there's a thing like shade is a color mixed with black. So, like, there's a precise meaning for the word shade. Like, you have the main color, and if you mix it with black, it's a shade, and if you mix it with white, it's a tint. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Tint, shade. And if you want to talk more about, let's say you're green and change it to red, then you change the hue. You don't change the tint, you don't change the shade, you change the hue. And there's like, these words, they mean something, and I get really confused because I really focus on what the words mean when I listen to stuff in English. And when they mix it, I'm always like, wait, what? It's a bit like my issue with what's his name? Theo Yichi. Because he uses pastel-like to means a tint or something that is more opaque. And I get really... Hey, Peko! Hello, kitty. Hold on, I saw. Regarding Etcher, any thoughts on the new round travel palette 18 well? Well, I got it. I have it here, actually. And I was sort of not quite sure how I wanted to use it. And I realized that I want to use it the reverse way. I want to have the paints in the 7 wells one and mix the colors in the 19 wells one rather than the other way around. So I've prepared this with 1 yellow, cool red, warm red, cool blue, warm blue, and burnt umber. So I was waiting for the paints to dry, but I think they're fairly dry now. Yeah. So that was the next step, was to test it out this way. Shade, hue, tone, tint. Yeah. But shade and tints make no sense with watercolors. Well, you can use tint if you dilute your color, because you add the white of the paper. And if you mix your color with black to make it darker, then you created a shade. Go, Pico! Ouvre la porte! Oh my god, this cat is dumb. T'es ben niaiseuse. Alright. If only there was a system. Hey, on horseback, hi! Don't promote artistic lint. What? That stuff is confusing. Even the native speakers. I always want to correct pronunciation, but I never do because I don't want to be that person. I have a friend who pronounces women the same as woman. I love her, so I don't say anything. Well, personally, since I'm not a native speaker, I kind of like when, not yay, but it's really instructive when people tell me that I've said something wrong, so I can be like, oh, well, I'm gonna work towards fixing it. Like, I remember, like, when I was really, really young and I was starting to learn English, the first time I said the word think, I said it think, because we don't have that. We don't have the th in French. So I was like, well, it's think, and a guy that was better in English than I was says, no, it's think, and I was like, wait, what? Hey, Otto! Sorry, I am late. I ran out of spoons. Oh, no problem. I hope you're doing better now. What are we doing today? We're being really slow, and yeah, that's it. I don't correct someone's pronunciation unless it's 1,000 miles off. And it depends on what it is. If it's one of those English names for places that you end up not saying all the letters, I mean, how are we supposed to know? Sorry, this sneeze was a bit too much. Yeah, I try not to correct pronunciation. If I can get the gist of what they're saying, it doesn't matter. That's my cheer for developing skills. Shade, hue, tone, tint. Don't promote artistic talent. Yeah, English is hard. It's really hard. There are sounds that are really difficult to get used to, like the R sound. I think pronunciation is the British English, and pronunciation is probably American English. I think English is easy to learn, but it's hard to pronounce. For the longest time, I was, reading English and listening to English, but I was really scared of talking in English. And it's only when I started my channel that I started talking more in English, and a bit more comfortable with it now. I still don't have a KK slider on my island. Instead, I have a bunch of really ugly villagers. So we were talking about space earlier, so I'm doodling cheesy space cat with a made-up suit, because why not? I call my English Manglish because I mangle it too much. Mallory says there are several artists, English speaking though, who say mauve instead of mauve. Mauve when pronouncing mauve. I find myself oh yeah, there's a lot of that. Like, because I think mauve or mauve is borrowed from French, possibly. Like, it is a word in French, it's mauve, and it's that color. So, yeah. And, yeah, or chartreuse. Chartreuse would have this at the end instead of this at the end. This is chartreuse. Not the same. It's just weird. I understand English is hard because there are so many words that don't follow the rules, and then there are French words that are still pronounced the French way that have entirely different. Yeah, but I'm kind of good with the borrowed French word. Those are not the very problematic one. At least I can say them right. Mauve. It's mauve. It's mauve. But you guys said that move. I have no idea how this O became an OO sound. Scots, Gaelic, and English equals Gaglish. That Gaglish is how I got such a wacky accent. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. It sounds really funny though. We had to learn British English in school. My teacher had us pronounce vegetable like vegetables. What the heck? She lived in England for like 10 years. And then you get all the regional pronunciation differences. Yeah, that too. Mauve. My tongue is dumb. I can't say roll my R's or say chartreuse. Well, the very, very French way is chartreuse, but you could say chartreuse instead of chartreuse, because that's not exactly a thing. Chartreuse. I said kind of lumberjack French just for fun. Chartreuse. Do you think if they were to send, if we were to have cat astronauts, they would have to be cat with, you know, the really short stubby tails? Like, how would you... How do you manage the tail inside of a spacesuit? So chartreuse, like rose or ruse? Ruse, possibly. Definitely not like rose. They cooked those vegetables in aluminium. Well, we say aluminium in French too. I have such a hard time rolling R's in Spanish. I don't get it. You kind of have to practice. But yeah, the R in English is so peculiar. It's very, very blobby. Sorry. I really like Otto's accent. Like, I was, even before we became friends, like the very first few times I saw Otto's video, I was like, huh, she really sounds like a British Japanese person. And turns out she really is a British Japanese person. It's a really nice accent. Tell's going to... Yes, it's vous. Salut! Tu t'en vas? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais, mon poulet? Tu viens de dire bonjour aux amis? Dis bonjour aux amis, moi. Ouais. Ouais, attends, Péco. Tiens. Ah, t'es même pas dans la caméra. Coucou. Salut, poussin. Ah, tu perds tout ton poil, Birk. Tu perds tout ton poil. Oh, c'est un bibi. Oh, c'est un bibi. T'arrêtes pas de te tasser. Arrête de bouger. Péco, 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 péco. You feel cool. I really love Otto's accent as well. Please don't go to Kentucky. Tu veux du café? Non, tu veux pas de café. Pas de café. No coffee for you. Marmalade boys. Say hi to the Marmalade boys. They're like you, but boys. Oh, tu veux des câlins? Tu veux des câlins? Otto, have you seen who's on the screen? Just for you and for all the friends and the Marmalade boys, right? Right. Oh, raton. Is it bad that I've pretended to be Canadian on vacation? No, you just have to say a boot and sorry. I don't know how they say it, but there's really a way that Canadians say sorry. Hello, mommy. Pico! She's purring. Purr. Do you want to purr in the mic a bit? She's shedding so much. Hey, propos. Hey, it's this. Oh, I need to set up the other one. people can see you a bit better. How about this? Stop it! Attends-toi! Attends-toi, Pico! Non, Antoine, passe. There you go. Pickle butt. Pickle butt. I think space cats just need to strap their tails. Yeah, but what if they get startled or annoyed? Have you ever tried to hold a cat's tail against their will? It doesn't really work. Sure. My son will be watching anime in Japanese subtitles, of course, and at times it almost sounds like French to my ears. Yeah, it's a bit like the same pronunciation of the sounds, especially the vowels. My accent, if I try to speak French, is horrendous. Aww. Ouais, c'est pas ton plan? C'est pas ton plan de petit chat? Oops, sorry, I keep hitting the mic. No one survives holding a cat's tail against their will. Yeah. Whenever we try with Scout, it's really funny because she starts wiggling her tail more and her whole butt shakes until she gets annoyed and bites us. How do you like the Molotov pen? This one is really big, so it's kind of hard to say, but I really like them. I have a bunch of the dual nib ones, and I really like them, and I also really like that they are refillable rather than like the postcards. The postcard pens are non-refillable. You can sort of MacGyver something, but they don't sell refills for those. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see the amount of fur she's shedding. Trop de poils, Pico. It is not a Caturday stream if Pico is not in it somewhere. Yeah, that's a fair point. The kitty spacesuits would probably have a tail section, the way they have arm and leg sections. Yeah, probably. C'était vu d'or. Rien d'or. Y'a rien d'or. Never forget that cats are pointy on 5 ends. The only end they're not pointy is also dangerous because they can spray from there and it really stinks. Oh non, je t'ai donné un coup dans la face. Oh non. Oh non, Pico. Oh, ça y est, tu fais des câlins aux amis. C'est bon? Contente? Back in time for Kitty. Hey, welcome back, Lindsay. She was feeling lonely. She needed friends. So she came over. Hey, Pix. Oh. She is very cute. Did I tell the time that I must have sent a picture of Pico being cute to Otto or something, and Otto replied like, how do you guys manage to not always just tell her that she's cute? And I was like, we don't. We always tell her that she's cute. She's always cute. Ugh. There's gonna be so much cat fur in my coffee. Oh, the pic. Pour dans l'oreille. What if the tail end of a cat's spacesuit is transparent so other cats can see if there's something to be alert? Tu veux t'aller sur une chaise? Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Tu veux t'aller là? Ow, ow, t'as plein de pic, oh, oui. Ah. Tu veux t'aller là? Qu'est-ce que tu veux? If she settles down on the chair, I will try to set the cat cam on her. Oh, wow. C'est tous tes poils. C'est tous tes poils. Hey, baby. She is shedding so much. I would totally do the same. How bad is your allergy, your cat allergy, Otto? Is it to the fur? What is the compound that you're allergic to? All cat owners have a trillion pictures of their cats because they're the cutest animals in the world. That's a fair point, but in terms of my personal experiences with pets, Pico and Linus were extra cute. Like extra. Mine is not so bad. James suffers a bit more. Okay. Because I was really thinking in terms of... I know Pico and Scout are super duper bad for cat allergies. They're probably like amongst the worst features of cats for cat allergies. So I was like, how much work will I have to do eventually when Otto comes over so that she can spend time with Pico? Well, Mallory, I don't think anyone here would think that that's weird. Oh, trust me, I will put up with any allergy to spend time with cats. Okay. I can take an antihistamine and I'm fine. Yeah, and I mean, worst case scenario, I can clean up my filter mask and you can wear that. Unless it's a reaction like a skin reaction. But it's something you have to breathe. Because both cats have... Okay, she's super cute. They have really, really fine hair and it gets everywhere. So if someone is allergic to their hairs themselves, our place is really bad for that. prendre quelqu'un avec toi? Trop cute. T'es belle, trop cute. Et oui. Yeah. Can I set this up on you? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, you don't need that much brushing to get enough hair for felting. Yeah, there's the cat spit on the hair, there's the, you know, the skin, like the dandruff. And then you have the hairs themselves. They're super fine, even me who's not allergic to cats. If I give them a face hug, my eyes get super itchy afterwards just because the hairs get stuck in my eyelashes and my face, and it's just like annoying. But yeah. So I was able to set up Pico in the cat cam. She's a cute little loaf. I hope she won't be scared by the noises outside, like the trucks. Oh, this is really unfortunate. Mallory says, I have a pic of my cat after brushing where the pile of hair is as tall as him sitting. Yeah. That sounds about right. Pico, oh wait, I should possibly set that back. Alright. Pico is a really peculiar cat. Like, she really has her own routine or her own cat things, and it's really, really cute when her routine brings her to something like, okay, now I want to be pet. Because usually she's like, no, I'm fine, no need to pet me, I'm good. And you're like, well, okay, you're the boss. Even if I really want to pet you, I don't want to have my fingers bitten off or make you annoyed. So fine, whatever. But yeah, with her it's really cute when she wants to be pet because she's super duper into it, like purring loudly, like really like putting her head against my head, and super into it. But otherwise, it's just like not. And since it's been warmer around here, she's been back to flopping on her back, which is really, really funny. I don't think there's a real word for it in English, but we call it something that would be a bit like sausaging, because she gets on her back and she sort of flops around. Living with hair is the hardest part of living with a cat. I would not live with my cat because it's the best person I know. I love him so much I would run into fire for him. It's tough in what way? Is it the maintenance? Is it because it gets everywhere? What's the part of the what's the part about the hair that bothers you the most? Note to self, I should really do sketches of spacesuits. Even if it's like 60s sci-fi movies, cheesy spacesuits. Just so I have a bit more of an idea of what I'm doing. So is the poo that sticks to the fur and rubs. Well, that's for long hair cats. If you have a short hair cat, that doesn't really happen. I mean, the poo will stick to their butt and drop somewhere, but it doesn't happen that often. Oh my gosh, Mallory. When the Kit Kat sleeps on her back, I call it melting. She looks like a puddle. Yeah, Pico is really hilarious when she does that because she looks really big. Because she's just like a big puddle of cat with, you know, her face sort of in her neck. So she looks like a big chunker. But when you see her like in a low faster, she's a teeny tiny cat. She's not a very big cat. Oh no, Marinka, I'm so sorry. So Mallory says it's because it gets everywhere, even on clothes that have been put away somehow. I have lint rollers hidden away all over the place. Yeah, that sounds like cat hair. It does get everywhere. I had to Google if sausaging. Oh no, does it have another meaning? Oh yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone here in chat will argue with you, Marinka, when you say that pets aren't just animals; they're like children. I mean, they're like children, but not. But yeah, I think everyone knows what you mean. Qu'est-ce qui se passe, Marathon? Oh, she's so soft. She's so soft. No, you're fine. No, it's not forever etched in my... Oh no! An ant! Yuck! No ants inside, please. Sorry, little guy, but... yeah. It's the time of the year where, you know, the big fat ants try to get inside places. But we don't see ants after that, so... not sure. Myler Confetti took spreading lessons from cat hair. Oh, it absolutely did. Pickle spent one night sleeping on one of my t-shirts and it's covered in fur. I have no idea how. They are as much a part of the family as the other members. They just have 4 legs. Yeah, exactly. That's a really nice way to put it. T-minus 10 minutes. Ooh! Thanks for the update, Stephen. I'll have to check those out, the SpaceX suits. Because why not? SpaceX. Oh, come on. Space has this really awesome element of being really easy to do in terms of backgrounds. Because it's mostly empty space. You know, it kind of limits. You don't have a big city scene with a lot of skyscrapers to draw. It's kind of the same reason why I like, you know, desert and snowscape and seascapes. It's fairly simple. Sorry. Oh, I'm glad that Boba Fett eats the ants. The cats here, they will spot them, but they have zero interest in eating them. The only thing I've seen them eat, Pickle will eat silverfish, and they will both eat flies, or like, you know, the tiny ones, anything that flies. Kitty loves a basket of clean laundry. There's no keeping. Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't try. It's a bit like being very adamant about not having cats on counter spaces. It's a bit like, yeah, sure. I mean, you're better off letting them getting on the counters and washing the counters more often than assuming they don't go. Like, they definitely go, come on. My cats are buggists. They only eat spiders or flying things. Yeah, my cats won't eat any spiders. They really enjoy finding the bugs. And we know there's a bug when we see two cats really staring at the ground. So we're like, oh, there's a bug there. But they don't really eat them. And I know bugs can be tricky for some people, so we will not go into details. But it kind of cracks me up that cats will eat certain bugs but not others. It's like, why? Okay. This is kind of a joke we made with the sidewalk salami yesterday. Like, since the focus of going outside for walks is basically to see cats, when we saw the sidewalk salami, we were like, hey, where is the cat when we need one, you know? Free snack here. And then we were like, ugh, but it's been in the sun. Like, yeah, cats don't care. And then we proceeded to remember how Linus was awful at finding food outside, judging on the content of his digestive tract when he was here. So we were like, oh, Linus would have really loved the sidewalk salami. And then we're like, yeah, he would have come in, eaten them, and then he would have expected it to come back, you know? So you would have Linus sitting on the sidewalk next to the spot where there was sidewalk salami and hoping it would, you know, grow back. And yeah, that was kind of a funny train of thoughts. My old mama cat, when I lived on 13 acres in the country, hunted anything, but was a champion mouser. That's great. You want a cat that's a great mouser if you live in that kind of setting. Sorry, was gone for a moment. I was watching Ricky Gervais talk about cats and dogs. Hilarious. Mice are a friend. Kitty just walks up and sniffs them. Aww. I don't remember what exactly does Ricky Gervais says about cats and dogs. I don't remember if he's more of a cat person or a dog person. The famous salami flower, right? You know, right? the very renowned salami plant. I thought that it was really funny. I don't know if you were there, Otto, when I described the sidewalk salami, but it was not like a single slice of salami on the sidewalk. It was a stack. There was like a couple of slices stacked up and one on top that was a bit askew. But it was a small stack of salami. And we're like, how did that end up on the sidewalk? Like, what happened? Like, one slice, I can picture someone eating a sandwich and a slice falls off, fine. But a stack of it? Cave crickets are terrifying. They look like something that came out of the prehistoric ages. Ricky Gervais loves cats and dogs. Oh, great. That's great. Mice in the field are fine, mice in my house aren't. Yeah, basically the same for bugs, right? Known for the beautiful scent of warm meat and melted fat. Yeah, and they were pretty melty. Like, I mentioned it, but they had become sort of translucent. You know when you cook salami like on a pizza and it becomes kind of like the fat sort of stops being white and becomes translucent. So yeah, that was funny. That's weird, a stack of random zombie. Yeah, exactly! That's... Oh man, I need to start journaling again. If only on the days that something silly happens. Like, I need to make it, to immortalize the sidewalk salami. Because that's pretty silly. Oh, Amisha, was the cat named Sneakers? Presented me with mice, birds, moles, crickets, a garter snake, and a baby rabbit. Aww. Were they... I guess they were... Because sometimes, you know, sometimes cats, they catch prey and they don't necessarily kill them. Boba, being a doofus, thinks he's a great hunter, but he always misses by 2 feet. Then look at his paws like, why are my paws empty? We have something different going on with, especially this one. Sometimes we see like bugs that are flying near the ceiling, so we can grab a cat and sort of hold her up to the ceiling. That's Mr. E's job because I'm definitely too short. And she has amazing like pinpoint strike action going on. Sometimes we will see her like sweat at something and she got it, and we're like, whoa. With only one paw you went like whack and got that fly. Awesome. Oh, the force fill around the tail. Aww. That would be kind of a different idea. Because, I mean, if there are force fields, you don't really need a hard suit, right? You only need kind of a way to have a whole force field around you. She was named Sneakers because that's how she became my cat. She kept sneaking into the house when she was around 4 months old. The cat? Oh. Mallory says, my cat plays half fetch. I throw things, he brings them half of the way back, and then he looks at my hand expecting me to throw it again. You didn't bring it? Yeah, I had a cat that did that too. When he was young, he would bring it all the way back, but as he got older, he stopped bringing it back the full way, and eventually stopped bringing it back completely, and he was still expecting us to throw the ball around. I'm like, well, you left it downstairs. A bubble for the tail. Is that what we call a bubble butt? Sorry. The force field reminds me of Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a bit dumb in the way it treats being into the vacuum of space. In the sense that a lot of characters... Oh, of course, Pickle. Sure. It's not a pickle cam if you don't wash your bum at least once. Right? But yeah, and they will have like kind of a plastic breathing mask only on their nose and mouth and have the rest of the face exposed to the vacuum of space. And they use it as a way like, oh yeah, but they have like a specific power that prevents them from... And I'm always like, this is just cheap. Tsukebu says, I remember once there was a mosquito hawk on the ceiling. Just for fun, I told Rowdy the cat, get the bug, and he actually jumped like an Olympic athlete and caught it. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it. All of my cats have just shown up and adopted me. Oh, but that's the way it should be, Amisha. I know, right? Otto says so funny how straight cats make their leg when cleaning their butt. She doesn't have it pointed straight at the cam. Yeah, thankfully. But yeah, you really have this like one pointy hair like that, and then you have big old cat bum, and that's it. And sometimes you have a bit of the other paw there and a front paw. But you know what's going on. We all know what's going on. Is Peko from... No, Peko is named after orange Peko tea. Like P-E-K-O-E. It's a sort of black tea. It's called orange Peko, and since she's orange, we call her Peko. We also call her Raccoon and Pex. Pex. You're so soft. Why are you so soft? What could the cat in space be doing, though? I also never quite know what to do with the ears in the helmet, because the the helmet is pretty like stuck in place technically. It's attached to the neck of the suit, and it doesn't really move that much. It's more like the head inside the helmet moves, but not with the helmet. So if there are like spaces for the ears in the helmet, the cat can't move. There is a Peko... Yeah, there is a Peko in Animal Crossing, but she's a panda. Cats in space would be fishing. Oh, they're being cute. They're being cute. If I was a bit more of a whimsy-ish person, they could be catching the stars with a net. But at that point you don't really need a spacesuit to do that, because it's not like you can actually catch a star with a net. Falcon 9 is up and flying, by the way. First stage separated. Great! It's kind of a stressful thing going on, isn't it? I don't know if I'm all in favor of focusing on space exploration and whatnot, but I just want someone to name a spaceship Enterprise. Oh, can you imagine? imagine? Hey, welcome back, Mikey. I would so join Starfleet. Unpopular opinion, I dislike Elon Musk. I think he's a mean person. I don't know a lot of him, but he's one of those rich people, so that doesn't stack in favor of him. And he seems to be focusing on things that are not necessarily helping as a whole. And I mean, I guess he's free to do with whatever he wants with his money, but at the same time, I don't have to support him. Hey, Patricia? I don't think Patricia is in here. It's been a while since we've seen Patricia. I hope she's okay. Hey, it may not be a Millennium Falcon, but we got a Falcon. Oh yeah, he's been behaving really poorly in response to the virus. You're absolutely right, Mallory. Paolo says, I'll moderate myself, not wanting to spew hate on him. Oh boy, friendo. Well, it would seem that a lot of people in the chat are not big fans of him. So, Nicole, you might be in the right place to share your unpopular opinion. I was gonna say, I haven't seen Patricia for a while, and I was getting worried. I will... Let's see, I will check if I have her email and maybe check up on her. Because, yeah, I'm kind of worried, too. First stage has returned okay. Oh, that's great. I'm glad I'm not the only one. We don't have to talk about it. We should have a positive thing. That's absolutely true. But feel, I don't know, reassured in your position on him that we support you. Anyway, like a lot of us, I mean, all the things that happened with the Thai kids, it was despicable. I am unaware of that. I try not to follow the news about the goings and wrongdoings of rich people. It's just too much stress, you know. It's too much. We can be excited about space without being of everyone connected to it. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm just like my thing about, I love space. I love the fact that we did a bunch of stuff about going into space, but at the same time, part of me is like, what are we hoping to achieve by returning to space? That's kind of my thought, because the first time around it was kind of a bit of a silly dick comparison joke. Hey Fitz, hi. Like, oh, we will get there first, and you're like, wow, okay, sure, whatnot. Sure, send dogs and cats in space with no hope of them ever coming back. Just to see if it's safe to do it. Alright. They invented a bunch of stuff by, investing in space exploration, like Teflon and all of that. Even though Teflon is supposed to not be quite good for us. There's a podcast named Behind the Bastards. It seems it is to send cars into space. Oh, great! But, yeah, like, if there was a purpose to doing it, something that would help us deal with our current problems, that would be perfectly fine. But if it's just the fancy of a rich man, that's where I have a bit of a problem. We can be a fan of space without approving of everyone connected with... Oh yeah. Yo, absolutely. Space is awesome. Like, every time there's, I can't think of the word. What's the word I'm looking for? A physicist? That, like, every time they explain stuff about how space works, how it expands, all this stuff, it's always fascinating, but I personally don't see the appeal of going into space. But space itself is awesome. Humans have to go. Go where, though? We have no reason for going to space right now. I think Elon Musk is taking too much Adderall. Oh no! We can explore space without going out into space satellites in one Hubble. Yeah, exactly! And all the research they do into launching all the satellites and, things like the rovers, that's pretty cool. Blame that on 5G like everyone else is doing. Oh, jeepers. I want to go to Mars. I don't think that's doable right now, but if only. NASA was heavily... Yeah, definitely. Like, NASA can't do it, which is why I guess, like, Elon Musk has the money to do it, but if only they could do it. Anyway, eat the rich. Hop, 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 hop. Space exploration should be for humanity, not for commercial pursuits. Colonizing with a capital colon. Behind the Bastards is a great show. Another show by the same guy is called Worst Year Ever. Oh no. Okay, that's funny. To discover new life and to explore the possibility of creating colonies on Mars and the Moon. No. They definitely didn't know how accurate that title would be. Innovators create jobs. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. I just don't know. Elon Musk didn't disinfect that car launch and nearly caused huge problems for future space travels. Really? The ISS has mostly taught us that humans are badly optimized for space. Yeah, we don't do too well in space. Especially when we come back. I mean, I really like space, but I prefer it in fiction. And like whenever, like I said, they send satellites and rovers. I mean, the Mars rover, who wasn't sad when the little guy was decommissioned or something? Like, I don't remember exactly what was the terms for it, but like, that was sad. All right. Oh, perhaps we need to have astronauts all be Scottish folds with the folded ears, so they won't have any issue moving around the helmet, like memers. Memers is such a funny cat. I'm not kidding. If it had landed planetside, it would have ruined research about planetary environments forever. I believe he was aiming it at Mars or the moon. Either way, if it had hit, it would have ruined the sterility and we would never know. Oh yeah, in that sense, yeah, absolutely. What happened with his stupid car in space? Oh no! Painting and all, and somehow I gave him giant human eyes and I don't know how to fix it. Is it because does it feel human because it has white? Because I don't think owls have a lot of white in their eyes. Like, I think that even if you have like an oval shape, if you make it like all one color, no white, with the pupil, it might look a bit more like an owl's. Yeah, in fiction, fast space travel is possible, and I love it. I live for it. But in reality, that's not really doable. But yeah, everything. I mean, I'm so excited for it, but the Dune movie is coming out soon-ish. And the way space travel is explained in Dune is really interesting. Because it's about folding time, and you need a navigator that sort of navigates you through it. I haven't read Dune in a while, so it's a bit hazy, but yeah, I mean, space in context like Star Wars, Star Trek, Dune, everything. And sci-fi space is really cool. I have a lot of Star Wars opinions, but it's mostly ramblings, so... Man, Dune movie, I'm really excited about it. Not because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great. I'm just super curious to see how Denis Villeneuve will interpret it, because it's really not an easy book to translate into a different medium. Hey, Alex! Hello! What were everyone's highlights of this week? Oh... I guess it must have been my Etcher article got posted, because the rest of the week was pretty weird or pretty crap. Oh, I love reading everyone's highlights. What was yours, Otto? class and then my students hate me. No, Paulo, no way. So much chocolate. Highlights for this week was mom's birthday cake. I love how a lot of the highlights are like cake, chocolate, potato leek soup. I love how most of our good things were food related. We got an ice cream cake for a special occasion and it was divine. Awesome. My highlights were the tornadic thunderstorms that moved through Houston. I got painting again for the first time in weeks. Yay! Finishing painting the bathroom today. Starting annual leave today. Ooh! Ordered a C-3PO model and got about 8 Star Wars books. Wow! It was 30 years since I arrived in the UK this week. Oh, happy anniversary? Oh, pizza from scratch is so good though, Nicole. That's a really good way to lift the mood. Alex says, one highlight coming to mind, we got takeout. Paulo, it's never a feeling I have. Oh, come on. I mean, it's a difficult time, but I really doubt they would do that, Paulo. You seem to be too nice a person. Okay, so I guess we need to talk food. I guess we're at the point of the streams where we need to talk food. What do you think cats in space would have? Do you think they would have like all the dry shrimps and meat that you have as a sort of treats? You know, they have these as treats. It's freeze-dried, whatever meat. Do you think that would be cat space food? Or would it have to be something else? Or would kibble be a good space food? Oh, you can't talk food, why? Oh no, Marinka. Hey, no problem, Otto. Thank you so much for coming by. Seriously. You got to see Peko. And she says, "Whoa." I hope you feel better soon, Otto. Peko is sending you head bumps and lots of furs. Lots of fur. I can't talk food because you're fasting. Oh. Cats wouldn't like space because there is no table or desk or counter. Well, it's not the fact that there's no table or desk or counter. It's the fact that there's no gravity. We have a snack of freeze-dried salmon for the cats here and they go insane for it. Mine used to be really about the shrimp ones. They smell so bad. But if you bat something in space, the distance you get is amazing. Can you imagine playing fetch in space? I mean, no one wins. If cats were to go in space, they would have to return to a station that has gravity. Just so they can toss stuff on the ground. I think the cat would have a flag to mark his way into unknown territory. A flag it's basically like cat paws. Wouldn't the distance be infinity unless it was destroyed? Depends if it encounters anything that could slow it down. Your dog would never come back and chase it forever. Yeah. Hey, Ellen, hi. Taking a nice socially distanced surf. Oh, nice. How are things, Ellen? Oh, thank you so much for being here, Okuni. Have a great weekend. Mallory says my brother hits golf balls with his dog. It's great because Tito brings back all the balls so my brother doesn't have to. Alan says, okay, the store where I work is reopening on Monday. I'm somewhat nervous about it, but I will be wearing a mask, face shield, and goggles. That's great. Really, really great. Will you be wearing gloves as well? I kind of miss drawing Star Wars fan art and stuff. Well, at least my prescription safety glasses that wrap around my eyes. Oh, nice. I didn't know they made prescription safety glasses. That's gotta be expensive. Have a great nap, Jill. Thank you so much for stopping by. Only if I have an open wound. Washing your hands frequently is more effective. Oh, that's true. That's true. The soap is more effective. And I have moisturizers that started as a hoof conditioner once upon a time. Oh no! Star Wars Jedi? Yeah. Jedi cat. I did draw Leia, Han, and Luke for May the 4th a few years ago. This year, May the 4th was kind of an unfortunate date, but yeah. Surprisingly, no. Cheapest pair I ever bought. They keep the cost down for workers. Oh, clever. Because, whoa, yeah, I can't... I'm still at the point where I have to overlap glasses. The only prescription pair of glasses that I have that is not my everyday glasses are sun glasses, but I don't wear them often because whenever it's hot, the frame is a bit like this. It's a plastic frame and it really messes up my nose. Your phone can afford to be hit with hand sanitizer regularly. Your keys can too. Though long term, it can dry out the rubbery bits on the car fob. So going out, I cover the buttons with gaff tape. Oh, clever. I could still do regular Starcats. Definitely. But it's just the like, if I had any plans for this year, they kind of went down the sink pretty fast. Let's have a little, these are not the droids you're looking for. Though, that's, I really like the old Star Wars, I really don't like the prequels or the sequels, though. Well, I really don't like the prequels, and I don't much care for the sequels, the one that came out like more recently. She is very cute, isn't she? Little donut girl. I prefer novels, honestly, but I do love how the Clone Wars TV series... I don't think I watched it. I've only watched the 2D animation Clone Wars. A long time ago! Sadly, working in a comic shop mostly put me off Star Wars. Star Wars guys were often difficult. Ugh, I can see why. My favorite parts of the prequels, Obi-Wan and the lizard in episode 3. The lizard. Oh, is it like the mount? Solar system in Mandela sliced. Ooh, that sounds really nice. if it's kind of an Obi-Wan cat, it's gotta be a bit more gruff and rough. These are not the droids you're looking for. Can you imagine, like, R2? Oh gosh, this is really from memory and it's gonna be really bad. Can you imagine R2 with cat ears? He has sort of the eye thing and I don't know what else, but... and C-3PO has a cat too. Yeah, I know who Ahsoka is. I've seen a bit of what is going on with that, but it was just kind of a lot of thing to watch. Like, there's a lot of episodes of the Clone Wars. Ooh, Hellboy. Nice. Kind of a bummer that the latest Hellboy movie they made was such a dud. And can you imagine, like, a cat C-3PO? Hold on, that's not exactly how that goes. I don't remember how C-3PO is supposed to look at. What is that? It looks more like the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz than C-3PO. Oops. We've been watching like older Indiana Jones movies, like the first and the third, and they don't age all that well, in my opinion. Like, the character of Indy is a bit hit or miss. I have seen things. Man, C-3PO has seen things. I have a ridiculous level of knowledge of that boy. Well, that's pretty cool. And even I had the hard time following parts of that movie. I don't think I've seen it yet. I've only seen like bits of it, and I was like, I like the older ones with Ron Perlman and all the cats. I mean, there's cats and elves in that show, so I don't know what you expect me to do, but just too bad because Mike Mignola helped write the script. Oh, can I draw like a cat Vader from memory? Probably not, but oh my gosh, I don't remember. I think there's like a triangle bit somewhere, and another one, and it looks like a bird. There you go. There you go. Nailed it. I think there's a bit like a grid or something, and oh, I don't remember. Ugh. I have to get ready for work. Oh, well, thank you for being here, Lab Accident. Stay sane. I love Star Wars, but the last two infuriated me. They tried to modernize it without paying respect to what it was, and the writing was horrible. They did the same to Doctor Who. I did not like how they treated Luke. I really like the old ones. I'll just say that. Beautiful, isn't it? Completely nailed it. I guess I should sort of sketch some Star Wars. Come on. If only to get like a better grasp of what is what in there. I grew up on Star Trek OG, so I sort of skipped Star Wars. That's perfectly fine. Star Trek OG, like the older series, is kind of really funny to look at because of how cheesy it is. Like the cardboard sets and the mean guys in plastic suits and all of that. It's really funny. I watched Star Trek Picard yesterday. I enjoyed it. It was a bit cheesy at times and didn't make a lot of sense at others. But it was like old times again. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Strangely, they've removed the English dub off of Netflix, so watching it subbed. Ugh. Honestly, it feels like a cross between Star Wars and Star Trek. And the one character, Elnor. I think I saw that dude and I was like, why is Elrond in this movie? I mean, Luke is extremely powerful and still enjoyable in Legends. I'm too old for this stuff. I remember reading the novels before they decided to reboot Star Wars and sell it to Disney. And there was like some really wonky stuff. Like, novels like The Wedding of Princess Leia and... Oh, there was a bunch of them at the Jedi Academy. I'm not saying it was good, but that's kind of more the stuff that I was into back then. Episode 8 was almost on par with season 8 of Game of Thrones. Devastating. Episode 9 was like beating a dead horse. Oh, the effects are hysterical in the OG compared to... Oh, they are. I mean, I really love it when I see clips of the OG OG Star Trek, sorry. And it's just, like the way they punch the bad guy, and oh my gosh, it is so hilarious. It is hysterical, like you said, honestly. But when it came out, that ship taking off was spectacular. Remember, color TV was still pretty new and not everyone had it. Yeah, and I mean, like, it doesn't... You cannot really compare it to what we're making now because it's really not the same. Like, it's really oranges and apples because the technology now and the kind of... the way TV has evolved and audiences have evolved is not the same, but... Sorry, I need water. But there's a lot of, there's really a lot of the old Star Trek stuff that is hilarious to look at. Hey, Barbara! Hello, Barbara! How are you? Sorry, everyone, I'm very sassy and opinionated. That's perfectly fine. Marla says, we recently watched Moribito. It's a fantasy where the woman warrior actually wears real clothes. I think Mr. E watched it and really enjoyed it. OG Star Trek is so fun and full of love, exactly. It has issues, it has a few issues in there because it's still a product of its time, but it's kind of lighthearted and not as heavy as some things have become. Very good feels. That sounds really funny. Alex says, oh, totally random thought. I'm not really big on anime, but for anyone who enjoys it, You Are Umasu is a movie about a T-Rex raised by herbivores and having a huge identity crisis. That sounds really funny. Hello, Mark Chat. I am old in my head. Flip phones were based on Star Trek communicators. When iPads came out, I thought, it's happening, Star Trek, it's happening. 60 is the new 29, you're fine. And 29 is the new 60, so... Oh. Siri, Star Trek stalking computer. I think I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek, but at some point in time I had an uncle who was really into Star Trek. So I watched a few things more related to the Next Generation around that time, with or because of him. And I saw the Next Generation movie, the one where Data gets an emotion chip installed, I think. And I really liked him because he ends up getting a cat. So I was like, hey, this is the best part. It would be the best greeting ever. Well, I had to. I mean, I know you enjoyed the silly old man voice, so... I was really into Knights of the Old Republic, the RPG game, when it came out. The computer game? Dude, that ate my whole brain for a long time. Loved it. Made a bunch of friends in that community as well. And a lot of good memories related to that. It was the first game I think that I played where I could really play a female character. I could design my own avatar. So, oh man. Oh yes, Spot was the name of the cat. It was a big old ginger cat. I can't tell you what the movie was about except for the fact that Data gets an emotion chip installed and there's a cat. That's it. So even like I've always been consistent, I guess. I still like the old Star Trek movies, the one with the whales where they have to explain something to Spock. I love the one where with Viger. That was interesting. That was a really interesting piece of sci-fi writing, at least in part. Ew. Couldn't find my knitted eraser. Hubby was using it to prop up his mic. He's playing NS2. What is that? It's covered in felt fuzz now. Oh no. I think the neighbors were talking about Trump. Anna, hi. No worries about being late, that's perfectly fine. Voyager and Deep Space Nine were underrated. I don't mean I haven't seen very little Star Trek. It's not. I don't know. It just never happened. I've seen the movies though. Oh, Natural Selection too. It's like Mass Effect, kind of, sorta. I miss Mass Effect. Third one was shite. I'm using tweezers, it's still annoying though. I would absolutely chop off those bits with a craft knife and toss them. The neighbors are rude. Peel it like a potato is sorry. So Barbara says, I've really gotten into Elder Scrolls Online. I've drugged my partner in it with me. It's so much fun. It's like World of Warcraft but with way more awesome lore, online Skyrim. I don't do MMOs. They take too much time. Speaking of neighbors, oh my god, guys, uh-oh. What happened? Oh. Okay, let's play some more. Let's draw weird things from memories. Let's play name this character. Good luck. Think. Ooh. How does it go from here though? I don't remember. But I know there's kind of a this is so bad, I'm so sorry. It's been a while. I don't remember. Nicholas is all in suspense. I know, right? Mallory says I had to unplug myself from gaming when I started uni. I started playing Skyrim one day, played for 5 hours straight, and realized it would be the reason I failed at school. So I never played again. Oh wow, you have great convictions. Oh, what? Nicole says Monday was Memorial Day and my neighbors had 30 people over for a barbecue. So someone called the cops on them. When the cop got there, he told everyone to leave. They apparently were already warned. Eh... 30 people. Rick Sanchez. Close, but not quite. I don't remember how the... Oh wait, the fringe is more like this, I think. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. Oh my god. The neighbors are vulgar. I've never watched the Rick and Morty show. I don't watch a lot of animation anymore, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of anything anymore, to be honest. The most I watch is the stuff we watch while eating. Hey, welcome back, Phoebe. Okay, so Nicole continues and says, so people leave and then the cop left afterwards. Well, apparently they just looped around the block because 15 minutes later everyone was back. No, I do not. I knew I wouldn't be strong enough to ration my time with that game, so I nipped it in the bud before I got lost in it. But still, I mean, to be able to not go back to it, that's a strength. I was trying to draw Garrus from Mass Effect, but apparently, yeah. Mumra. Who's Mumra? Thundercats. Oh yeah, that's in Thundercats, true. Man, I wouldn't want to be a cop right now. Any kind of cop. Ah, Pickle, t'es bien cute. Look at this kitty. Can you see this kitty? Can you see this cute kitty here? She's cute. She's so cute. I've never watched Thundercats, oddly enough. I really love the redesign they did, where they really made it for a younger audience, and the designs were so different, even if a lot of people were like, oh, this is not like the Thundercats we know, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, but it's not aimed towards 30-something dudes, it's aimed toward, like, toddlers. I'm really done with people being like, but my youth, but my teenage years, but my Ghostbusters, or name it. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, pardon my French. Hello, Zasha. Hi. I wish it made sense. You know, people, guys, well, it's mostly guys, but guys were happy enough when My Little Pony became a thing and they all became bronies, but oh no, someone redesigned She-Ra, that's the end of the world. Someone redesigned Thundercats, oh no. Like me. Fans always hate change until it's been a while. They were like that with Sailor Moon. That's the thing about Steven Universe. It's like it's for 7 years old, not 35-year-old. Steven Universe is kind of an odd one, in my opinion, because it reached a lot of people. So, yeah. I still haven't finished Dark Crystal. The series are the movies. The series was interesting. Well, interesting enough. I called 911 after I saw everyone come back, but the operator said they already had officers in the area. So they got away with it. It made me super... Oh, man. It's good? Ah. Pico est trop cute. Big dodo, là. As-tu réussi, grande fille? Oui, tu as eu besoin d'aide? Tu laisses aider? Tu veux-tu mon raton? Elle a la plus cute des faces, là.
Oui.
Gros dodo. Toi, tu vas aller écouter les voisins qui s'engueulent? C'est bon. But my Ghostbusters. Ugh, same. I have so much that. I hate that. Everything evolves. Relax about it. Yeah, and I mean, the new thing doesn't remove the old thing. You can still enjoy the old school, like the OG version or whatever, and ignore the new one. I plugged in the N64 a while ago and played Zelda. Which one? Was it Ocarina of Time? That one was really huge. For a lot of people in our generation, I mean. Oh no, well, N64, yeah, that's Ocarina of Time. Can't believe how pixelated everything is. Didn't remember it like that. Boulders are full on just squares. There were a lot of squares in that game. I know, like that you had to move around. Like you could push or pull them. I think they had kind of a texture on them or something. Oh, that game was amazing. And then you had the mirror shield where you could play with light. Oh, cool. The footballer? What footballer? Hey man. The slime they make now is not the same as the slime I played with as a kid in the 80s. And it smells funny. And I miss wall crawlers coming with my cereal, dang it. Do you guys remember the weird stuff we had? Like, one of them was the... I don't know if that was the wall crawlers. Because of me and my French, but... They would have these, like, of goo balls. It was really like shaped like a round thing, and sometimes it has stars in it, like glittery stars. And it was kind of a gooey, icky, sticky texture. It was not exactly slime in the sense that it would not change shape. But people would throw that in the windows and it would leave a big greasy blob and then sort of blob down the window. And you would get it back and it would be all full of sand and dust and whatnot, and you could throw it back in the window. And there were also like the... one of them was the gross... You know, the sticky hands with the long sticky stream. And you would slap those in the windows as well. Series of Dark Crystal. Huh. Yes, childhoods aren't ruined. You still have those memories and feelings. The new versions don't ruin. But yeah, exactly. Alan Shearer. Dan, you're being silly. I mean, She-Ra. Like, we have He-Man. Oh my god. These are terrible. C'est cute. C'est tellement cute. C'est tellement cute. Achoo. She is really cute, isn't she? Oh my gosh, are you for real, Mallory? Okay, so let's track back a bit. So Mallory says, I think really young people aren't worried about getting the virus because they don't think it will be bad for them. It is for some, but they obviously don't care for others, or even their own relatives who could be affected. I might have said this last week, but my nana was in the bank and this guy in his 20s was standing right behind her, and she said, "Please, would you stand a bit away from me?" He said, "I know my rights." She said, "It would be nice if we could all be considerate of each other." And he said, "The only people who are dying of this are old people." My nana is 90. How absolutely stupid this guy is. He's like the embodiment of, you know, that specific 20s mindset. Barbara. Barbara says, I'm still amazed that I'm absolutely terrible with algebra, but I somehow retained all of the original Zelda information, where every single bomb goes for secret doors, etc. Do you guys remember in Ocarina of Time, when you're young Link, there's one of the levels that is basically inside of a water creature, inside of a frog or something, and you have to go through kind of sinkholes in the floor, and they all lead different places. I think I still remember where each of them lead. I was like, why do I remember that? A 5-year-old died of COVID. No one is safe. Well, it's a virus. No one is safe. Well, wall crawlers worked on the same premise, but the hands were great for finding stray cat hair. Really? Like a lint roller? Ah. A large number of young people get it, but they are very overshadowed by those who don't. Exactly. My partner and my father are both really immunocompromised. I get it. Yeah, I mean, those Spring Breaker, they definitely did not get it. If we didn't have to be socially distant, I would love to give your Nana a dozen high fives and a big hug. She's on point. Yeah, and she was so nice about it. You use cute. We use cute in French and in Lumberjack. Yeah, Lumberjack French has cute too. Sorry. There's a lot of borrowed English words in Lumberjack French. My husband isn't a spoonie, but is epileptic. Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely have to be careful about that, because epileptic episodes can really have dire consequences. Yeah, she didn't even report him. She's so kind. Aww. I approve of the bandana too, Amisha. People are being like, but I don't have a mask, so they will go outside with nothing. And you're like, well, put a bandana over your face. That's better than nothing. Does your Nana need a posse to promote social distancing? Oh my gosh, yeah, let's summon the posse to protect her. Ellen says, ugh, I am waiting to have an encounter like that at work. I'm going to lose it. Like, there is going to be yelling, and I'm effing terrifying when I get angry. Yeah, a posse these days would be like having your grandma in the middle, and like the posse is all like socially distanced around her. Well, that might work. I honestly wish I could go everywhere with her. She gets harassed by people from time to time, even before. What? Why? Alex says, I checked previous live streams. There was Otto's posse. Otto mentioned aggressive Otto's posse, and you said Otto's angry posse, and then talked matching jacket and aviator. Let's jot those down. Well, aggressive Otto's posse kind of sounds like Otto is the one being aggressive, so that's a bit weird. One thing for sure, we are Otto's posse. Yeah, OEP, I kind of like that one too. You can buy a neck gaiter for $5 online. There are no excuses at this point. Yeah. I mean, just take an old t-shirt, cut off a piece of it, and tie it on your face. I mean, it really shows how people are not exactly, well, not people, but some people are not grasping the severity of the situation. Like, sure, let's cut up t-shirts and use them as toilet paper, but let's not cover one's face. Ugh. She's really kind, but she's strong too. Honestly, a role model. She's always followed the rules. She's a freaking pillar. Straight as a rod. Aww. Your Nana needs the pool noodle jacket. She really does. And it's not too heavy, so... My grandma is also over 90 years old, and I don't think Otto will like OAP. But does it mean something else? It's gotta mean something else, right? But yeah, my grandma is over 90s too, and she's really like careful and conscious of the pandemic. She's really eager to be able to go back outside because she's kind of a social person. So it's really hurting her to be stuck inside, you know. But yeah, aside from that, she's being super careful. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised at how much people will bully really old people. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Yeah, before I got masks, I would just attach a bandana on my face. It would get so hot in there, like a sauna. But you know, you tell yourself, you're like, this is just for my time inside the grocery store. This is just for my time inside the grocery store. Once I'm done and I'm out, I can take it off. Come on, can do it. Did anyone see the vid of a woman who didn't want to put on a face mask in the store, so she put her underwear? Why? In the UK it stands for old age pensioner. Oh, I didn't know that. Or stop, super tactful. Too spicy. Oh, I love that. My grandma passed on a few years ago. In some ways I'm glad, because she wouldn't have handled the situation well. And I'd be too upset not being able to see her. Aww. If I have time this week, I'll do a jacket mock-up. Oh wow, Nicole, that's awesome. But yeah, don't stress it. I mean, that's definitely something that can be long-term goal, like a long-term project. What was OPL for? I gave my grandmother a button when she was in her early 90s that said, "I've survived damn near everything." She loved it. Not much was scary to her. She was born during the 1919 flu epidemic. Oh wow. It's been, oh yuck, what? 105 to 109 Fahrenheit here. When I go for my old lady walks, I can't even describe what the mask is causing so much yuck. I know what you mean. Oh my gosh. It was hot here last week, but I don't think it ever went over that much in Fahrenheit, though I use Celsius, so I never know. But yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't take off the mask because it's like sauna underneath if I'm in a public place, but it really makes you think twice about your plan to like only put it on before you get into a public place rather than walking outside with it on your face. Zasha says historically Homo sapiens would kill or leave the elderly out of the group to die. I think it's an old animal instinct that some people have it from, i.e. they are not evil people. Yeah, but back then old was like being what, 40? I'm stupidly excited to see Prince Philip turn 100. They must have him bubble wrapped in a room inside another room. Oh my gosh, that's funny. 26 Celsius is great. Blech. That's like 42 Celsius. Oh, so that's similar to what we had last week. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not, like, everybody's gonna have like skin issues on the lower half of their face because of wearing the masks. I mean, it's gonna heal up and be fine, but yeah, everybody's gonna have zits and something. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. The desert is absolutely no joke. It usually hits above 122 and up by August. Okay, so the big question is, how humid does it get though? I'm not saying this isn't really, really warm. Oh, hey, Lindsay, thank you so much for being here. Have a great weekend. Just finishing game piece. Well, good night, Marinka. Everybody's leaving. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope you have a great weekend and stay sane. Alan says, my very good friend down in the States and I have defined it as Celsius equals colonial degrees and Fahrenheit equals freedom degrees. And then we laugh at the US still using a system called imperial. Yeah. That's kind of sadly. Actually, people lived up to 80s back then. It was conditions of being hunted and killed by other animals that lowered life expectancy and health. Oh, interesting. It's so gross. Because, I mean, if it's super duper hot but not too humid, it's unpleasant. Like, it doesn't get pleasant. It's super unpleasant, but at least you can hide from it a bit better than if it's humid, because you cannot hide from humidity. It's really hard to do. Freedom units, right? Well, it's almost 5, so yeah, this was kind of just a sketching stream, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna softly roll out. Oh, I guess my other cat left. I don't know how she managed to open the door, but she's a tiny bit less dumb than Peko. America acts like it's superior and it uses the flipping imperial system, so impractical. Sorry, I am not impressed with my country right now. I am embarrassed as AF, and the seemingly willful ignorance lately. It is. Even from the outside, it is pretty shocking. American Eagles per cheeseburger in the commercial. What is that, Alex? everyone can stay safe and comfortable. Well, thank you for being here, Tsukabu. Really, I hope you have a great weekend and that you can sort of be comfortable regardless of the heat. I think if we have a logo for the Autospasi, it kind of needs to be an angry cat, right? It kind of looks like a demon more than a cat. Because this register has horns rather than ears. Oh my god. The neighbor lady has said the F word so many times. What's a gallon? 17 sickles. Oh yeah, the way Canada mixes imperial and metric is insane. I saw a kind of a meme picture one day, and it was describing everything, like how it's split up. At first, I thought it was gonna be like exaggerated, but the more I read the thing, the more I was like, oh, they're absolutely right. Like, we will use imperial if something is close by, but yeah, imperial for short measurement and metric for long distance driving. It's an insane hodgepodge that makes no sense. Captain Tiny Hands. What auto? No, stop works well. Let's just use stop for fun. STOP. Boop 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 boop. Cyrus made me laugh so hard. I know, right? Like, I really expected it to be exaggerated, like, in the same way that there you have meme that says, oh, every Canadian says a boot and sorry. And I was like, yeah, we do, but, you know, it's a bit half and half. But the thing about the imperial and metric system in Canada is spot on. Like, every single element on it is true. And I was like, oh no, they're right. It's kind of a, you know, a diagram that splits out and then splits out and splits out, and then you have ideas that connect and all that. It's really funny. If someone says how tall they are in centimeters, I honestly can't picture it. I can only picture height because I can relate it to my own height. And I know what a feet is, both in inches and centimeters, so I can sort of... It takes a lot of gymnastics, but I can work around it, but... Oh damn, we are having a Yoko Ono exhibition and I can't go. Why can't you go, Apollo? Even with like a mask or a PPE. PPE! I posted Gord Lightfoot's Black Day in July this morning. The son is over 50 years old. Could have been written this year. Oh my gosh. It's... Gord Lightfoot. to check that out later. I've had the I've had a different song running in my head, and I'll just say it's by NWA. You can figure out the rest, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, distance is meaningless. How long does it take to get there? I agree. I would much prefer to know, like, someone says, oh, New York is, I don't know how many kilometers from Montreal. I'm like, yeah, but how much time is the ride to get over there? Oh, it's 6 hours. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I know. What's a click? What is a click? What's a click? It took me a long time to understand military time without doing the math in my head. I have no idea how military time works. I thought it was like, if you say like, oh, it's 800, it's like 8 a.m. Alex says, yes, go down that road about 10 minutes, then turn left where that barn used to be, then maybe another 15 minutes and it'll be on your right. That's a lot more tangible or so. You know that one, Ellen? Yeah. That one is on point as well. Or like, I can sort of wrap my head around kilometers by how many kilometers a human can walk in an hour, say. So I have kind of a faint idea of what that means, but aside from that, I'm really glad that phones have Google Map now. That's great. It's 24... Yeah, exactly. That's like the 24-hour clock system. I don't know if it's a Canada thing, but I'm not like we've used the 24-hour system instead of the 12 one, so it's not too much of a stretch to convert. Like the fact that 1 p.m. is 1300. I feel like I have to say that with the old man voice, Barbara. I wish people cared about being graceful, poignant, tasteful, educated, and having tact and integrity like they used to be in the old days. Unless it's just me getting old. My getting old making me perceive that people are being insane. Box later. What? Do you have to go, Mark? Chat? So a protest of 100 people just passed my street and cops surround them and are stopping them from moving to certain areas. People are running and recording the cops. Uh-oh. But not for real. How do your digital watches show the time? Yeah, exactly. Well, you can set it to be at 12 and it's gonna have an AM, like PM little thingy or whatnot. Yeah, be safe, Sasha. Boston to Montreal 5 hours, Boston to New York City 4, Boston to Tulsa, I think 25. And I see, dude, New York is having it really rough. Yeah, be careful. I only wear analog watches. Oh, yeah, that's a bit more confusing then. Or just 24... What? Hold on. And it's 24 hours to Tulsa. Or just... I'm safe, not very, just a new reality where the hidden BS is out in the open. Yeah, that's kind of shocking, honestly. Eight a.m. equals 8 plus 12. Hold on, what? Wouldn't 8 plus 12 be 10 p.m.? Or 8... Wait, hold on, my brain is broken. Not 10, sorry, 8 p.m. Yeah, my brain was broken. 24 hours from Tulsa is an old Gene Pickens. That's why I was missing a thing. It's a reference to the Ramones song, I Wanna Be Sedated. Oh, alright. I've used a lot of cat faces. Maybe I should try and sort of draw really happy cats just to balance it out. The stress and anxiety of current times with super happy kitties. I'm happy. Marchat says, I'm fighting a battle here. I am trying to drink a glass of milk while fending off a cat with the other. Lily likes milk, but should not have it because she doesn't have to clean the litter box. Yep, that's a very good point. Oh my gosh, this nugget here had a really bad time this week. One of the days. It was a mess. The thought of the Ramones being for the old pains me. I've never really seen them as for the old because it's more a matter of what you like in terms of genre of music. Yeah, I don't feel like music really dates you. It's more a thing of when you reach that point where you're like, all new music today sucks. That's when you know you've aged. But yeah, like young people who like Led Zeppelin, like it doesn't really age them. It just means that they like prog rock. All the Ramones have passed on some punks they were. Yeah. To figure out common time from military, just subtract 2. If the time is like 9, you just turn... You guys are confusing me. Because it's I don't feel like I need conversion to like, is it not like if it's 9 p.m. So in a 24-hour clock, that's 21. So it becomes 2100. Isn't that it? Honestly, I find people who say new music sucks annoys me. In 50 years, I'm sure people will say today's music is good, and the new music for them sucks. Yeah, but I mean, that's the way it goes. That's absolutely the way it goes. Like, I couldn't get my dad to listen to anything modern. And I'm reaching a point where I'm like listening to what's new today, and most of it is, I'm like, I'm not saying that there's not an album here or there that I find and I'm like, oh, I like this, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's not my jam. I don't think I've listened to anything by Dua Lipa. Music. I quite liked Billie Eilish's album though. And it's pretty hard to make for a younger musician than Billie Eilish on the scene right now. I mean, she's like, what, 17, 18? She's super young. If the beat is good, I'm moving something dang a bit. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, if it's terrible, I'm gonna think it's terrible. Like, you won't be able to convince me that that Gucci Gang song is good. Or that whatever's playing outside is good. Oh my gosh. I do think most new music sucks though. I like music from a relatively wide span of time. I don't care when it's from. Yeah, same. I mean, if it's good, it's good. But it's just that I feel like whenever I listen to stuff, most of what I hear today, I'm like, oh. Like, what's her name? Like, even the, not necessarily all the pop or trap stuff. I mean, even Adele, it's just not my type of thing. But yeah, like Katy Perry. Oh, I don't know. I don't. Blah. Quote, military time is very similar to 24-hour time, but there are two differences between military time setting and 24-hour time setting. Military time uses a leading zero and doesn't have a colon, while 24-hour time uses a colon but not a leading. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay, that's fairly simple. She has a good head on her shoulders, though. I hope so, because to be this popular at this age, I mean, it doesn't always lead to good results. I can only take so much music. I tend to prefer listening to instrumental music from movies. Yeah, for sure. As I've gotten older, I don't like Adele as much. There's only a couple of songs I really like by her. My son stares at me for sea dancing to rap. That's perfectly fine. I hope it's old school rap though. Not the new stuff. Because yeah, like I said, the Gucci Gang, I just feel bad. I like Billie. Yeah, Billie is good. Like, I used to love, oh my god, Coldplay a bit. But then they kind of got too happy. And I was like, this is too pretentious and too happy. Billie Eilish is a young singer. And she has a really interesting genre. Maybe someone in the chat will be better able than I am to explain it. I think I'm gonna, yeah, 5, 6. I'm gonna call this one done because I don't want to end up with a crink in my neck from looking at the chat for this long. I'm gonna have to go stretch. So, okay, well, thank you guys for being here today. As usual, the wrapping segment. I want to thank Otto for being here for a part of the stream and being moderator. It was a pretty chill, not much to moderate today, so that's great. And what else? If you enjoy the kind of discussion, talk, and the people in the chat, the awesome people in the chat, you might be interested into joining our Discord server. It's basically a great big chat room that's there 24/7. And yep, it's a really fun place to hang out and chat with other people of similar interests. And yeah. Oh man, a part of me is so glad that Billy beat out Taylor Swift for most sold something under a certain age. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here today. I really hope you have a great weekend. I hope it's not too hot where you're at, or if it's hot that it's gonna cool a bit. And stay safe, stay sane, be careful out there. Like, I'm not worried about other people like you and me. I'm worried about, you know. Anyway, Peko says hi. Sweet little Peko. And I really hope to see you guys next Saturday. And in the meantime, take care. Bye bye.